The final image of Backrooms is designed to make you question whether the person on screen is still the person you followed. That is not a random monster shot added for a sequel. The movie has spent its entire runtime showing a place that copies ordinary rooms badly, repeats furniture without understanding use, and rebuilds human memory as architecture. By the end, the same process appears to be happening to people. Mary can escape a corridor, Clark can insist he has found meaning, and a body can look familiar, but the maze has made identity into another surface it can reproduce. The ending is frightening because it removes the one test the characters still trusted: recognition. Clark enters the Backrooms through the basement of his furniture store and gradually stops treating it as a place he should escape. He sees echoes of his business, his failures, and his private resentments. Those echoes feel personal enough that he interprets them as proof the maze understands him. The trap is that imitation is not empathy. A room can repeat his furniture and still have no idea what a home is. A creature can repeat a posture and still have no human intention behind it. Clark wants the Backrooms to validate the story he tells about himself, so he accepts copies as meaning. His collapse establishes the ending's rule. Being mirrored can feel like being known, even when the mirror is empty. Mary begins from the opposite position. Her work depends on listening to a person's account without automatically accepting every conclusion inside it. When Clark disappears, she follows evidence into a space where evidence itself cannot be trusted. The rooms trigger memory, the geography changes, and familiar details appear without a reliable cause. She is therefore the character best equipped to resist the maze's emotional logic. But resistance does not grant immunity. The Backrooms does not need Mary to believe its copies are authentic. It only needs enough observation to reproduce what other people will recognize. Her journey turns the therapist's problem inside out. Instead of asking whether Clark's story is true, she has to ask whether the person telling it is still Clark. The still-life creatures are more disturbing when viewed as attempts rather than finished monsters. Their bodies and movements suggest something studying human form without mastering it. They can occupy the outline of a person while exposing errors in proportion, expression, or timing. That matches the architecture. The Backrooms can produce an office, a store, or a domestic room, but small failures reveal that it is copying an idea of the place rather than building it for human life. The entities extend that process from walls to bodies. A chase is only the immediate danger. The larger threat is iteration. Every encounter gives the maze more information about how people move, react, grieve, and recognize one another. Near the end, Clark restrains Mary and demands that she confirm his interpretation of what has happened. The scene resembles a therapy session, stripped of consent and turned into a trial. Clark no longer wants help testing his beliefs. He wants an authority figure to certify them. The still life forms surrounding him make that demand literal. They are bodies that resemble agreement, without possessing an independent human point of view. Clark has built a room where every visible thing can reflect him back. Mary's refusal matters because it preserves a distinction the Backrooms keeps erasing. A copy is not a witness. Repetition is not truth. And attention is not care. The maze can surround him with likenesses, but it cannot make his story honest. The final movement gives the audience the familiar grammar of escape: running, a threshold, and a return toward ordinary space. Most horror films use that grammar as confirmation. Cross the boundary, and the nightmare is behind you. Backrooms refuses that certainty. because the maze has already demonstrated that boundaries can appear in ordinary buildings, and that familiar forms can be fabricated. A person reaching the outside does not prove the outside has remained separate. A recognizable body reaching safety does not prove the original consciousness traveled with it. This is why the ending can support several readings without becoming meaningless.
The mechanics are unclear, but the danger is precise. The Backrooms has learned enough to make the distinction between rescue and replacement hard to see. The image associated with the end credits is the movie's sharpest statement. It presents a version of Mary that is close enough to identify and wrong enough to distrust. The important question is not whether a wiki can assign the image a definitive label. The film has already taught us how to read it. Rooms are remembered incorrectly. Objects recur outside their normal purpose.
Clark mistakes resemblance for understanding. Still life forms imitate bodies. The final Mary-shaped image places the audience in the same position as every character who encounters a copy. We recognize first and investigate second. That delay is all the Backrooms needs. The image works whether it depicts a replacement, a duplicate still inside, or the maze rehearsing what it observed. Backrooms ends on a fear more modern than simply being lost. The characters live among stores, therapy records, surveillance images, home videos, and memories that reduce people to patterns another system can study.
The maze behaves like the worst possible version of that system. It does not understand a life. It gathers enough surfaces to generate something recognizable. Clark welcomes the process because he wants the world to reflect him. Mary fights it because she understands that a person cannot be reduced to the story told about them. The final copy leaves the argument unresolved on purpose. The terrifying possibility is not only that Mary may have been replaced, it is that everyone outside may accept the replacement, because recognition is easier than proof.